Comes now the person. As much as you'd like to say you've always known where you were going, at best it may be that you've been going on faith into the unknown. Magnificent in your promise, life endowed you with vision and power. How well have you nourished this seed of self? Given the intractable landscape and the effort required to dig into the rich substrate from which to draw the stuff of life's vital essence, you can hardly be blamed for entertaining the thought that you've somehow lost the plot. Rest assured, the plan is well in place. The soul's handwriting does not fade, not for you or for anyone else. Straighten your backbone and steady your gaze. Reflect on where you've come, on faith's response to you, and you'll have a solid grasp on the map. Your next step? Higher. You're ready, even if you don't have a signal just yet. Everything has settled into a holding pattern, but that hasn't necessarily given you a sense of calm. In fact, you might be ready to jump out of your skin with the load of reality-shifting information that's been downloaded of late. If the world looks upside down, you still have the lensing orb by which to see it in a wholesome perspective, right side up. That clarity is within your reach, as is the key by which to modulate the settings of your awareness to compensate for everything that has heretofore been considered right and sane. If this is all you feel you have a firm hold of, you're at least giving yourself the most necessary tools to get your mind in order. The plan, the map that gets your feet there, may have some loose ends yet to weave into place. If there are gaps in the methodology, be that as it may, you know you've done the best you can with the information and circumstances at your command. If you've been lacking in anything, it hasn't been trust in the plan, not completely. Your crystal ball, however, has been clouded. More opaque than transparent, it has managed to carry the impulses of light-encoded packages of data only so far. In gaining clarity from what you have tuned into as a source code emanation point, you have had to discern a complex set of parameters. Only in adjusting your own receptive mind have you been able to make sense of the input. Will you have a clear vision of the requirements to get settled in command of your domain? Essential capabilities are present. Just capitalize on what's naturally yours. It may be hard to believe that all the work you've done has had any impact on your environment. If you dwell only on the interior space of your mind within a body that's been put through a barrage of testing and labor, you could miss the big picture glory that's around you. Growing from seeds entrusted to you by your soul are burgeoning, fruitful manifestations of life's promise. Mystery seeds, perhaps, were what you had in hand. Untested, maybe, was the method required to get them to grow. Reflect now that it is not only an idea that has been cultivated into maturity. Your faith, too, has grown. Were you to stand straight and tall, still the manifest reality of your faith would tower above you. As it is, you might feel out of sorts. Because you have been guided by faith and necessity, you might have had to forego the luxury of a plan. How has that worked out for you? It's not normal, you know, according to everything that generations have laid out for this age to follow. No one could have predicted the bend of nature's creative vitality in finding a way through the darkening cast of history. Here you stand, though, confronting what should not be, what could not have been foreseen and therefore not planned for. Is the way viable? Apparently, it has brought you safely to this point where you can rest a moment and ask the question. It's going to be up to you to judge the fruit of your labor. That may require adjusting your expectations, but life has yet a few surprises. Past efforts meet your eyes when you lift them. Dare you? It's just an angular adjustment, but it can make all the difference in the world. Maybe it's not too late to reassess your plan. If you never really had one, or it's fallen by the wayside, now is the moment to own where you stand and look at where you've come from. You've earned what you have in some way. If you feel let down by this thought, reconsider your goal and your concept of what meeting it might be. Subtle realignments of core attitudes can get your physical reality on a whole new footing. Raising your eyes, your chin, your mind from a downward angularity affords a laterality to your thinking. Regard the reflection of your sovereignty. Let the promise of the soul's plan fill your inner vision now. The appearance of not having a plan in hand can dissolve when you see that there is some pattern in your wake. Where you've come from has meaning, and the essential flowering of life's promise has wrought itself in magnificent ways upon the road you've traveled. If grace has brought you to this threshold of self-assessment, then grace is part of your plan. You can afford to be open to it now. As you make that core connection to your greater, mysteriously multidimensional, divinely aware self, miracles come into view. What had been opaque begins to form a discernible, meaningful outline. The potential for world building is in your hand, where it has been all along. Some element of faith will answer you. The seed you have held so carefully, the promise you have nurtured through waves of successive incarnations of the idea, is already transforming into real-world answers to your questioning mind. Yes, life says. Yes. This week's contemplation from the pages of Opalescence. Never has there been such a constant bombardment of humanity's consciousness with light as there is now. You are at a peaceful point in the transformation when the realization of your part in this is understood. Peaceful for that moment when you assess the past chaos you have managed to surf, and peaceful when you realize that as a niblet of insight is accessed by the person who you are in the moment of understanding, more is coming and more is opening to light-encoded divinity within. Thank you for listening. If you like this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep up with all the new videos that come out. I thank you all for your kind support, and if you are interested in helping this channel along, please visit ko-fi.com/divine9, where you can buy a coffee or subscribe for monthly support. Everything's greatly appreciated and helps extend the mission of the League of Light. Please visit me at ninespath.com and explore all of the books and videos and writings and drawings that the League of Light has transmitted through me, and be ready to change your world. Until next time, have a great week.